Hey everybody. All right, so let's read our message on the spring equinox card. I'll share this one with you again. Rebirth. This is such a pretty card in the deck. This is from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck. And I always love this one. I especially love, this is like my favorite part, is this vine in her hair. But there's a lot of fun things in here. Butterflies and moons and rabbits. What else? Eggs. Yeah, there's a little basket of eggs right below her chin. So this card features a rendition of Ostara, sometimes spelled Ostar or Easter, and who is the Germanic goddess of spring. Ostara is also a Northern European name for a star, which means womb, and is another name for Venus, the goddess of love, passion, and creativity. The the Christian holiday of Easter stems from this goddess. And in this card, we see some archetypal symbols of the spring equinox represent rebirth of the world, such as rabbits, eggs, and flowers. It is indeed time for renewal. So the message on this card is, you thought this passage you have been through would never end. Just as certain that the light of the world fades every few months, it makes its return, and the earth rejoices. The fresh breath of spring sweeps away the cobwebs acquired from the absence of the light. The light is now obviously increasing as nature begins to emerge in all her many forms, shapes, and colors that remind us of the continual cycles of Earth Mother. This cycle of rebirth you are experiencing follows a considerably challenging time. Any tears that you may have shed have cleared the way for what has been gestating, which is now ripe and ready to emerge. That which no longer serves you needs to be put to rest so that a freshness and a newness of spirit can make itself known to you. Sometimes birth can be painful, particularly in that passage just before delivery, yet what emerges can be fresh and beautiful. With the emergence of this next cycle, with faith, be with the emergence of this next cycle with faith and grace. Sounds pretty lovely, doesn't it? It sounds like whatever might have been going on, has been gestating the last few months, is ready to emerge and be rebirthed. So I've got my sketchbook here, and I was just going to, I don't have a plan. I have a few empty pages left at the end of this sketchbook. One that I started a little surprise portal on. I think I'll just switch you down and we'll do a little play in the sketchbook today. Whatever comes to mind. Maybe I will use some symbols from her. I like the vines are really calling to me, as well as this butterfly. Like things have been in a cocoon and I'm ready to emerge, be rebirthed this month. So maybe that sounds nice. Let's do that together. I've got a watercolor sketchbook that I'm going to be using, and I'm gonna go grab some pens and things, and I will I'll show you what I grab. So let's switch you down. I have some some water and some small brushes. And I'm really liking this butterfly. So I think I'm gonna go with making a little butterfly in the center here of my portal. Sketch her out. One of the words that kind of came, that's still kind of in my head from when I read the message, was emerge or emergence. So I might just go ahead and add that word up there. And let's keep it simple and just start adding some watercolor. Oh, there's a little extra water on her wings. Maybe I'll pick up another color and just kind of tap it in there and let it do its thing. And if you want to control where the colors go, you'll use a little less water. If you want to kind of let them just blend and move around, then use more water. Let's add a little pink in there. A little pink on the bottom too. I love like orange, pink, and yellow together. And then I might come back with a smaller brush in the yellow just to darken and this is a totally made up butterfly. I just used the drawing here as my inspiration, but I went off on my own a little bit. Maybe I'll pick up some brown for the center. And also add a little bit of brown on the wings here. Because I like her all these little vines, I might try and bring some of that in. And I'm gonna add a little blue. Maybe I'll grab a smaller brush for some of the darker blue. Just kind of play with that portal shape that was there in the beginning. Oh, I almost put my paintbrush in my coffee. Oh, super relaxing to just kind of play and see where she takes me. So one of the other things I wanted to share with you is that my friend and intuitive life coach, Carrie Berkey, and I are putting on a summit called Tend and Create. We're going to be interviewing a few wonderful people and sharing those with you free of charge. And we're asking all of our interviewees to share a short little ritual or creative project with you, the audience. Something totally new we're trying. We were talking about doing a podcast, and then we thought, well, why don't we try to do this first and see how it goes. And yeah, we're excited sending out invitations to the interviewees this week, and we hope to put on the event a little later this summer. I'm going to let this dry a second because I want to come back and add some detail. Aw, Deborah, that's so sweet of you to say. Deborah says, I love how your creations evolve. They are so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I had a friend over last weekend, and she was asking me, we were in the studio painting, and she was just asking, what inspires you? Like, what gets you going when you create? And I was like, oh gosh, so many things. I was like, so many things, you know, like today it was the card. It was this card deck and reading it and seeing what word came out for me, and which image on the card spoke to me. So that could be one way, and another way could be I like to, when I did my flower series, I was noticing that I was just seeing flowers everywhere, and I was just really enjoying flower art. I kept liking things and favoriting things, and I found myself being drawn to flower clothing. And, you know, so I just kind of pay attention to what's grabbing my attention, what is calling me to take a closer look, and then following that and kind of playing with that and allowing that to inform what I feel like making or painting. And for me, I just find that to be such a fun way to be inspired, because it's like what's happening around me in my life, what's grabbing my attention in my everyday, informs what I then want to create, and then that informs my everyday life again. You know what I mean? Like, then I started bringing flowers in to my house more often, and I was buying more plants last year, and every time I would go to the grocery store, maybe not every time, but if I caught myself really looking at the flowers, then maybe I'd pick some up, whereas I might not have really thought much about it. So I really like to create in that way, so that it informs what I'm doing, and then I also bring it into my life, and I kind of immerse myself in my creations. Okay, I'm gonna stop there with the black because I feel like I'm getting too heavy-handed. But I do want to bring in some other colors, like maybe this little peachy color will be fun. Just a little. And then I've got a little green. The green might be fun to add into this portal behind the butterfly too. I find it keeps me very playful when I can that one didn't do a whole lot. When I can bring my art into my life, so it doesn't just stay on the canvas or in the book. It might start there and then blossom out, or it might start in my life where I'm being inspired and then show up on the page, right? You never know. I think I grabbed a little bit of the essence here. What do you think? The colors and some of the elements. I didn't even notice this before. I like how she's got these little spirals. I thought that was a moon when I looked at it really quickly, but now I see she's got these little spirals right there. She's got a little owl here. And this looks like another almost butterfly wing in the corner. Isn't that pretty? I love this piece. Such a pretty card. So I'm curious to hear what you think of when you think of the rebirth card and what comes to mind for you this month, and how you can bring some of these things into your life. Maybe pay attention for rabbits or butterflies crossing your path. Bring in some eggs into your diet if that's something that you can do. Just think about all of these little vines and plants and just kind of play with it, either in your own creativity or in your life, or both. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. I ended up using here watercolor and these Posca paint pens to do a little bit of the embellishing. And I started with a pencil. So those were my products. Those are my art supplies for today. So I wish you all lots of rebirth. I hope you'll join me on all of the places that I'm showing up. I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Bye.